Hello viewers, it's Sentai Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast of myself called The Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to read your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will take word change for adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change for adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then you got to watch this audio podcast recording. Now, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of King-Ohger. So basically, this episode starts off like this. So basically, Gearing was taken into custody by Rita until the duel. So basically, turns out that Gearing had no choice but to work. In the previous episode, Gearing had no choice but to agree to do his brother in a trial by combat. So basically, Rita took Gearing into custody and took him back to his nation, until the duel began. Now everybody, so basically, turns out that, it turned out that everybody heard about this, including the bugler and the other King-Ohgers were worried about this. Rackless's servant, Dougal, the king's guard, is also worried about this, and also figured that the king was, this is some type of setup. Cause turns out that King-Ohger was the one who set up this whole thing, goaded Rackless into doing his brother Gearing. So basically, I feel like, something is, I know you could, I have no doubt you will win, but, we don't, something, I just have a strange feeling something odd is going to happen during the deal. And Rackless is pointing his sword at Dougal, you doubt me, you're king, you're true king, yeah, I don't doubt you, sir, but I'm just saying, it seems like you're being set up for something. So basically, you should be careful. That's all. So anyway, meanwhile, somewhere at the bad guy's hideout, the bugler, reaching Defla was being frustrated that after her in the duel. So basically, knowing this duel the duel between Gearing and Rackless could be bad. It could be bad if Rackless ends up killing Gearing, because he is a key. He's the main key that he needs to find the shimmering treasure. So basically, lucky for Commagin, a monster who has the ability to shape shift, showed up and said, this monster can shape shift to anybody. So basically, he can get close to Gearing during the duel and kidnap him and bring him back to us, and that way we can use him and get the other three God Zords and get the three God Zords on our side to find the treasure. So basically, King Dakwa was like, oh, all right, that's a brilliant plan. So anyway, meanwhile, the other Rangers were talking to we're talking to each other by phone, by video message and shit like that, and they was worried that this whole duel thing could be bad, or King Rackless can end up killing Gearing. So basically, and therefore they won't since Gearing is a key to find out wherever the sugar and treasure is, this could be bad for all of us, and plus this whole situation and also dealing with Rackless trying to take over their nation as well. So basically, Rita Rita, ended the conversation there, and just, ended her chat with the other Rangers while the other Rangers were scheming how they can help Garen out. So anyway, we see Himo with Kaguraga, and he's saying that with Kaguraga. So basically, he has an idea. So basically, turns out she took some venom from the Scorpion Zord after she friended the Scorpion Zord. She got some venom from the Scorpion Zord. Turns out she tested the venom, and turns out it was the same venom that was used to kill that was used by the assassin to kill her parents 15 years ago during the siege of those grass of the I believe, or the swarm or robot insects that attacked her kingdom 15 years ago, and the assassin who killed her parents with venom. So basically, somehow she believes that, she believes somebody, so basically her suspicions were right. So basically, somehow somebody must have found the scorpions before we did, and must have took some venom from the scorpion and used it to kill my parents. But and Kagurawa was like, that's a very good, this is some serious facts. So basically, we know that the scorpions was founded in the Sugaring Kingdom. So basically, maybe somebody at the Sugaring Kingdom must be behind killing your parents. So anyway, meanwhile, back at Rita's Nation, we see Rita talking to Garen, and Rita was like, was asking Garen, like, 15, according to your brother, you was kidnapped 15 years ago, and you was raised in that orphanage, where Garen's friends live at. So basically, his young friends and the Gomez and the rest of the orphans live at. So basically, like, so basically, this is around the same time that around the same time that that its abandoned nation was attacked and Himo parents was killed. So basically, she found this kind of strange, and asking, like, asking Garen, do you remember how you got kidnapped? And and Garen said, I don't know, I don't remember much 15 years ago, but I do know this: I will defeat my brother in combat, and you're. So basically, I will defeat my brother in combat. That's all I'm focusing on right now. So anyway, we see Kaguraga at the Sugaring Kingdom showing the poison that Himo got from the Scorpion Zord, and basically, was setting up King Reckless to use the poison during the duel. So basically, the King Reckless saw how the poison work, so basically Kagura, devastated the poison with a fish, and basically, and Reckless like, so basically this might come useful, but this could be useful just in case. So basically, turned out that Yama, Himo, and Kaguraga's plan was to give him a switch version of the venom, and therefore they figured that Reckless was going to cheat anyway. So basically, they gave Kagura was supposed to show Reckless the venom, then gave him a fake venom to use against Garen, and once Reckless used the venom against Garen, it just knocks Garen out, and therefore Reckless thinks he's dead, but he's not. He just the drug just stop him from moving and stuff like that. And seems like he's dead. And basically they keep Garen secret. They keep Garen a secret. And keep Garen hidden away from Reckless, and therefore using to find the last of the three God Zords, and basically find out what this this sugar and treasure is, this whole sugar and treasure mystery. What is, find out what the sugar is, and find out and using to find out what the sugar and treasure is. So anyway. So basically, the day of the duel came. Everybody. So basically, Rita was being the judge and whatnot. So basically, before the duel began, Rita says, "State your terms." So basically, Rocket said, "If I win, if I win, I'll lock you away in the cells for the rest of your lives." And make sure that you be careful in that cell. And basically, Gary said, "If I win, I want the throne to the kingdom." So basically, both terms were agreed on, and the duel started. So basically, Rockler took out his Zero caliber and transformed into a silver version of. Into a silver Beetle Ranger, and basically, Gilman was like, you're full of surprises, and basically he transformed. So basically, the two started to fight, and basically, while the fighting was going on, Rita was pulled inside by the other Rangers who disguised themselves as guards. So basically, they told them their whole plan and whatnot, and Rita was like, I see. So basically, that's why I was left out of the whole plan and whatnot. So anyway, yes. So basically, long as that this plan can work. Long as that copywriter didn't give Atlas the one bio villain, and told her that copywriter said, "Are you sure?" Oh well. I did not know which was which, so basically you did not label it. So basically, it's probably gave the one villain for. To Rackless. So basically, Copyright doesn't know if she gave the right villain or the wrong villain to Rackless to use against Garen in order to make their plan work. So basically, there's a whole number monkey wrench was doing this situation. So basically, the fight was being broadcast throughout the Sugar Nation and whatnot. And basically, this flying camera which recording the whole, which live casting the fight throughout the Sugar Nation and whatnot. So basically, Rackless, as a Super Ranger, he was very powerful, and basically, Rackless had the upper hand against Gillen during this whole fight. So basically, things were not going very well for Gillen. So basically, Rita cannot get involved with the other plans. Her job was to witness, to see that the duel is going wrong and whatnot. So basically, the other Rangers was trying to see if Rackless does have the villain on him. Turned out that Rackless does have the villain in his cape on his ranger suit. So basically, how the King-Ohgers had those little soda capes, and so basically, it turns out that Rackless is going to use the villain. He has the villain inside his ranger cape and whatnot, and basically things were not going very well for Gillen until Rackless tried to finish Gillen off, but Gillen managed to get himself up from a powerful attack from Rackless' powerful sword finisher, and basically and tell Rackless that you're scared of me. I know that you're threatened by me, so basically that's the reason why you want me. So this is the reason why you want me gone, gone. So basically, Garen started to get into Rackler's head, and basically Garen started to get the upper hand in the fight. So basically, the monster who describes himself as Yama showed up, and basically at the wrong moment, and that's when Rattlers used the poison on the monster that was disguised as Yama, and Given thought that the monster was to use Yama. So basically, so basically, Garen after Ratcliffe used the poison on the monster who was disguising himself as Yama, Garen thought that the monster was really Yama, and the camera showed up at the wrong time, and the monster, revealed himself, revealed himself when the camera finally showed up, the mobile camera showed up, we see Garen, hugging the monster, after he detransformed, after taking on Yama's appearance. So basically, Garen found out the Yama was on the scene, and basically Garen realized that he was tricked, and everybody, Raxus said, I can use this to turn the people against you. So basically, a lot of people saw Garen hugging the monster and thinking that he now all the people except for Garen's friends, a government and kids believe that that Garen is really with the bugler and whatnot. So basically, Garen cannot come back. But as for somewhere else, you see King-Ohger somewhere, I believe somewhere in the castle, a guy to the guard, and he found something that really shocked him inside the castle, and left the others to deal with this situation. So basically, the duel is reached its climax, its final climax. So basically, like once again, Racker said that do you surrender, and Garen said never. And so basically, once again, Racker did activated his zero caliber sword morpher, and basically did his final attack and sent Garen flying off an edge into a deep ravine, into a deep crevice somewhere, and basically we see Garen, going down this deep crevice, over this deep ledges and shit like that, and over this deep canyon, down in this deep foggy canyon somewhere, and basically Reckless won the duel and basically was celebrating his victory. But turns out that Garen was still alive. The other rangers made sure that went down there and found Garen. He was still alive. He treated her wounds and whatnot. So basically the other rangers were like, you're lucky that your brother didn't hit any vital organs during when he did his final finisher on you, and plus he was still, also he was still more when you hit the ravine as well. So anyway, Garen so basically, Garen gave the Rangers for him helping him out. So basically, the other Rangers now, you need to stay until we can do, until we can figure out how to deal with your brother. You need to stay dead. So basically, the giant monster that Reckless poison managed to grow monster size and started to attack the kingdom. So basically, King Reckless was trying to summon his golden his golden god Beetlezord to form the Megazord and basically to take down the giant monster. But before anything was summoned, the giant out of nowhere, the Grasshopper Zord came out of nowhere and landed on top of the monster and defeated the monster, and King-Ohger and everybody was shocked at the god grasshopper came out of the sky and basically flattened the monster and destroyed it, and basically that's how the episode ended on this note where everybody in shock at the golden grasshopper tail coming out of the sky out of nowhere and drop on the monster and destroying it, and basically that's how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, seems like there's a great mystery going on, and this episode had a great mystery and a lot of facts to this mystery. So basically, with Kagura stuff something shocking inside the castle somewhere, turns out that Gilling was kidnapped at the same time that Hemo's parent was killed, and the venom from the Scorpion was used to kill Hemo's parent. So basically, there's some good mysteries going on. There's a lot of connections to these mysteries going on in this episode. So anyway, what do you guys think about this? Good episode, bad episode, or just not okay? Please let me know. Anyway, signing off. 1.